What's up, guys? Long time no see. It has been a little over a month since my last video. So I figured it's about time I get on here and give you guys a little update on what's been going on with me. The last month has been super hectic. So I've been testing out some gear and we will get into that story after, but I wanted to fill you guys in on something pretty major that happened to me. I received an injury. So I broke my first bone. In my whole 29 years of existence, I broke my first bone. And would you like to know which bone I broke 13 weeks before my thru hike? I broke my fucking big toe. You know, the one that bears all your weight. The one that you need to kind of push off when you step. Yeah, that toe. It enrages me to even think about it right now. So yeah, I got into a fight with a wall and the wall won. I apparently fractured the distal something of my big toe down at the base of it. So it's the last bone at the tip of your toe, but the base of it. Yeah, so I can't bend it. That's real fun. That's real fun. My toe is so stiff right now, it almost feels fake. Like I can't bend it. Like if, say this was my big toe, I can bend it like that, but I can't bend it like that. Does that make sense? So I just realized that it will mark 3 weeks since breaking my toe come Monday, and we are at Friday right now. So come Monday, it marks 3 weeks. There's no bruising, very slight swelling, which I'm thinking is just, like you almost can't even notice that it's got a little puffy. I think that's just because it's kind of protecting the break. When I had gone to the doctor, I went and I was in tears. I was in fucking tears, bawling my eyes out about my hike in the doctor's office. And the doctor reassured me that I should be good to go in 4 weeks. So feeling how it feels now when I put pressure on it as if I were to stand flat-footed, I don't think it'll be good by next week. It doesn't, well, it's very sore when I do that. So I don't know. I've never broken a bone before. I don't know what to expect. I don't know what's normal or not. But that's where we're at so far. I currently have 11 weeks left until the start of my thru hike. I'm pretty sure the chances are pretty good that I'll be well good to go by then. It's all I can hope for. If by chance it's still a little tender or something's, wrong with it, I will still be doing this hike. Even if I have to crawl or cry with every step of my toe. Too far in, too committed now to turn back. It's happening. It's still on. Just trying to remain positive about my damn toe. So yeah, that's the major thing that happened with me. And it really put me like feeling like my life was over. I still am going in and out of those thoughts like, oh my God, I'm never going to be able to hike again without pain. I'm never going to bend my toe again. My life is over. But I think it will be fine. I think that's just my anxiety talking because this is new territory. So yeah, we'll see how it works out. If anybody has any big toe broken stories to share with me to make me feel better, those have been making me feel better. So those of you that have been sending them to me on Instagram, I really appreciate it. They really give me some hope and calm my anxiety with it down, even if just briefly before I get nuts again, that my toe will be fine. Anyway, so there's the toe break, and made me really upset, really depressed. Couldn't get out and hike. And 2 weeks ago, we had like a 70-degree weekend in New Jersey. So I tried to take advantage of that, make myself feel better by setting up my tent in Amanda's backyard and camping out. So for those of you that watch my gear video, I had mentioned that I have the Tigerwall UL3 and love it, but when I picked up the Tigerwall UL2, I had yet to be able to try it out or even set it up. So I finally got to do that. I set it up in Amanda's backyard over that nice weekend, and it was beautiful. It was all nice and taut. Everything was great. Real nice. So it was supposed to rain that night, and I thought it was going to be a great opportunity where the temperature was pretty decent. It only got to like 50 maybe at night, maybe high 40s. It was nice though. But we got some decent rain. And that's what I'm going to tell you about now. So everything was fine. Really comfortable night. But then I woke up in the middle of the night to some really crazy wind and really hard rain. Like the rain was seriously just pounding on the tent. And I'm looking around and like the tent's all like, you know, whoa. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to fucking blow away. And I'm like, okay, you'll be fine. Just go back to bed. So I fall back asleep. And then about maybe an hour and a half later, I end up waking up because, you know, the wind is so strong and so loud. And that's when I noticed that my vestibule had blown off the stake and was blown up against the tent. So that wasn't good because my shoes were in the vestibule. And that would mean that they were now in the pouring rain for God knows how long. So I opened up the door and I picked up my Ultras, and they literally weighed 50 pounds. And I couldn't put them in a dryer because I read, I believe on Ultra's website that you shouldn't put them in a dryer. So it took 2 days for them to dry out. Anyway, I ended up having to hobble across the muddy, soaking wet yard with a broken toe to go into Amanda's house and try to find some sort of footwear. And I ended up finding some of her Crocs. So she had a lime green Croc and a hot pink Croc. One was a size 9, one was a size 10. I'm a size 8, so neither of these shoes fit me. So here I am with two totally different colored shoes, totally different size shoes, very visibly different size, by the way. And that's what I had to wear for the whole day. So the morning goes on, and I'm trying to keep my tent out there as long as possible to give it, you know, some time to dry out. And it was very windy the next morning, but the sun came up, started drying out my tent a little bit, and then I finally started putting my stuff away. So I'm across the yard over to the front of the house as I'm putting my sleeping bag and my sleeping pad in my backpack. And all of a sudden, this huge, huge gust of wind. Whew. There goes my tent. So now I'm sitting there, real far from the tent, mind you, with a broken toe in 2 different size shoes, hobbling as fast as I can to catch my tent before it goes across the street into the neighbor's yard. And then I make an even bigger fool of myself. So I finally catch the tent after having to kick the Crocs off. And the wind was so strong, it was blowing my footprint in another direction. So here I am with my arm hooked in between the tent pole and the tent itself, just to keep it from flying away from me. I had full hands with other things in my hands, and I'm trying to go chase after the fucking footprint now. So I finally get everything. Amanda's still sleeping, so I have no help with keeping anything from blowing away unless I'm holding it. So I'm holding everything, trying to put everything away by myself. That proved to be a very difficult task, but I did it. And then I noticed, where's my tent stakes? Them shits blew so far to the road. Like, I'm talking over 20 feet away was the furthest tent stake that I found. But somehow I found all the tent stakes. So maybe that's a sign that, you know, since my broken toe, my luck's improving because I found all the stakes. I'm thankful for that because that really would have pissed me off too. So yeah, that was the trying out for the first time of my Big Agnes Tiger Wall UL2. I think it was quite successful. Anyway, I was really disappointed in myself that all happened. So a couple days later during the week, I ended up setting up my tent again in her backyard. And it was supposed to be a very cold night. And it was. But I made sure to get the stakes really, really, really get them in there. They were pretty hard to fucking get out the next morning. I struggled. But the tent didn't blow away. And my vestibule stayed down. My shoes didn't get soaked. The only problem is that I seriously froze my fucking ass off all night long. Froze. Fucking froze. And I've used my sleeping bag and my sleeping pad many a times in chilly weather like that, and I've never had a problem. So I'm really thinking that it's just because I wasn't dressed appropriately, because I really wasn't. I was just wearing my old ass fucking cuddle duds that are quite thin, and a pair of leggings, and like something like this, and my puffy. So I think that can be fixed by just wearing more clothes. But the second attempt was definitely more successful than the first, so I'm improving. All is good. So yeah, that is pretty much all I have for you. I did end up getting a few more pieces of gear. I got a new Sawyer, the full-size one. I got some underwear, sports bra. I have in the mail coming my sleeping bag liner, trowel, and Crocs. So I think I'm pretty much good to go now at this point. I think the only things that I need left is to put together a medical kit, get some sort of knife, and really I think that's it. I can't think of anything really that important off the top of my head. So there we have it, guys. That's my update. Sorry this video is kind of long. I just felt like I owed you guys something. Shout out to all my new subscribers. Thank you so much. And thank you to everybody that commented on my gear video. That to me, I thought was really fucking awesome, because I don't really post videos this far, like talking and communicating with you guys, because I find it a little weird. I'm used to being in front of a camera when it's live and not talking to myself in the moment. But anyway, I really enjoyed reading everybody's comments and suggestions on my gear video. I think that's really awesome to see things from your guys' point of view, because sometimes we're not thinking about things, you know, in the same way. So it's nice to have somebody else's point of view, if that makes sense. Like, for instance, I saw a comment on there about my air horn, and somebody said, well, what about a whistle? I never thought about that. Don't know why it never crossed my mind, but I never thought about that, and I think that's a great suggestion. So just stuff like that. I think that's cool. Keep doing it. I appreciate it, even if some people want to be dicky about it. I saw a couple inappropriate comments as well, and to that, fuck you. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching this long video, and I will see you guys in the next one.